Hi, Kapil. Good evening.
Hey, hi, Anubhav. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining in today evening. Let's get started, guys. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in for yet another session of Coffee Chat. Thank you so much, Anubhav. You join us from the jungles of Uttarakhand, is what I said.
Yes, and
How
and I
is how is it going right now?
so it is. So I'm currently on leave, as I was mentioning to you, and I'm here with my family.
Mhm.
It's I'm absolute avid fan of this uh, three things: mountains, rivers, and the jungles. So I've been here a couple of times. Right now, 3 days I was in the jungle. Now I'm back to the madness of the world, the urban world where we live, and I'm
Uh-huh.
here in a hotel. And talking to you, I hope that I can make and contribute to the listeners today, to the participants today. Uh, if I could make it interesting, I'll be really happy to share all that you want to ask and know.
No, absolutely. I think it's going to be super interesting. So let me give you, for everyone who is joining in or who has joined in, a quick background of what Coffee Chat with FiveS is all about. The whole idea of Coffee Chat with FiveS is to bring one interesting topic every month, which talks about humans, which talks about technology, which talks about impact, and bridging all of these things together to create a better experience for what we call we live in customers world wherein now everyone is ensuring that um, the most talked about word is customer experience. How do we go about it? A lot of very interesting topics that we've had in past. This one is going to be no less. So let's get started. Anubhav, why don't you give us a quick background about yourself, a lot of wisdom that you carry along. I think people would want to know that, and then we get started.
Hey, I don't know why people say this. My name is Anubhav, which means literally experienced, but I just have about 23 years of modest experience so far. I started, so I'm a hotel management graduate, and so customer service delivery comes from my education, I guess. And I started my career way back in 2000. I've worked in BFSI segment under BPO slash ITES companies. Worked earlier with a company called ITIT OneSource, which now is called as First Source. I worked with Intellinet in Bombay for a couple of years. I've uh, handled processes from insurance to credit cards to Microsoft, uh, and then came Dish TV India Limited, which is where I spent about 11 years of my career and kind of see that company flourish and grow from 1.7 lakh users to 24 lakh users, and have have kind of played a significant role in helping the customers, assisting the customers, and defining what customer service would be, and playing my little role there. Now is the time that I've joined Tata 1MG Group, uh, and trying to uh, you know kind to evolve and see how customer service can now truly become customer experience for all our customers using our app and experiencing the healthcare world with us.
Wow, I think I'm like you have been really modest enough, talking about just 23 years of experience in this space. I think experience cannot be defined any better than what you experience being in hospitality industry for that matter, right? So we have learned with little what we have been able to do and achieve during this journey at FiveS and Coffee Chat. Uh, I think let's get started straight away with the topic today, wherein how the customer experience journey is going to be evolving with regard to various technologies coming over and various brands experimenting with a lot of things. So hitting the deck straight away. In general, uh, what do you think, and how do you see the digital space with brands like, we have seen Big Basket, we have seen Swiggy, Zomato of the world, Tata itself. There's a lot of news around Tata Digital, new, a lot of work being done in online pharma space. What do you think, is going to get disrupted largely with this digital disruption that is being brought up by the brands that I just talked about?
Oh, this is really huge. Uh, we have not. So I don't know. I can't uh, define or begin to define what this world is going to change and what we are going to witness. I think that we are blessed that we are witnessing such a uh, evolution in front of our eyes. It is unfolding in front of our eyes, and we are witnessing the, if I may use the word, the biological word, the metamorphosis of the customer experience is happening right now. And so few big things that this digital space has witnessed or is about to witness now. This 10-minute delivery, or now blink your eye and the goods are there. Uh, that space would now see a lot of digital assistants being used, a lot of artificial intelligence being deployed already. The drones are on the way. So someday, very soon, you will see your house being knocked, or your balcony being witnessing a drone coming in, dropping your grocery bag. Yeah, so that is about to happen. A lot of robotics and automation. So I was just going through some data points here. I'll just tell you this: artificial intelligence as an industry, the worldwide market is about $15 trillion as of today, and it is slated for growth of up to $35 trillion in just next 3 years.
Yeah.
So exit of 2025, the AI industry in itself will be $35 trillion industry. Uh, 55% of all our tasks will be automated. These are the studies by Gartner and McKinsey, two different studies that I'm quoting here. Almost 95% of all the customer interactions will be done by chat by 2025. And that's what we are going to witness.
Oh, awesome. So, what is your experience so far in terms of customers liking or not liking the digital disruption, which is either in shape already or is about to come their way? Any initial feelers that you have been able to get through the journey that you have had so far in your current stint or the previous ones, where obviously customer service and experience is what you have been largely doing?
I have witnessed a paradigm shift. I can't begin to imagine that. So in my journey, I was an agent when I started my career. And in 23 years that I've uh, reached to this point today, I've seen a sea change. We used to take calls. Today, people don't prefer voice at all. Voice is being looked at as a cost for service delivery. Uh, However, we have to understand that if we were the generation of Amazon Prime, who ordered today, and if not today, we are okay to get our deliveries tomorrow. Our generation Z, which is the name given to them, they are impatient people who just want everything now. That is called as instant gratification, instant reward, instant recognition, right? They can't wait until tomorrow, and they don't have time to talk. They want they want companies to understand them. They want companies to be responsive. They want uh, delivery partners to understand and respect their privacy, and which is why they prefer chat uh, over voice. And that is where, and when you ask about challenge and my journey and my experience, I see this as a huge opportunity to know your customer better. I see this as a window to deploy that artificial intelligence now to define what my customer would like to engage with us at what level. We should be able to produce channels of choice for every communication. We should know that Kapil wants to talk, but Jitinder doesn't want to talk. He only wants to chat. Ramya or Pooja, on the other hand, only want to be engaging with us between 3 to 5 p.m. or post 8 p.m. in the day. That is the kind of that is the kind of power we need to be able to provide to our users now. That's what a true customer intelligence, customer data, and customer engagement would mean.
Wow, this is really amazing. I'm like going and going to altogether a next level. And I do know about certain things being done even in logistics industries, wherein there are a lot of prediction algorithms being put in place. People are talking about how do you ensure that before even shipping a particular product, that whether it would be returned or whether it would be accepted by the customer, whether for a particular set of customer you would want to offer a prepaid option or to give an option for COD, which earlier used to be more dependent on which area you are servicing, right? So I think this is just amazing. Just to understand more from you. We have been talking about customer service. All of a sudden, in last 1 or 2 years, I have personally been also overwhelmed to hear the word experience. The CS, piece has been replaced by CX. Everybody is talking more around experience. So, in your, journey so far, if you could possibly talk about a couple of examples wherein, you have seen that shift from service to experience, and maybe, a couple of things that you have done to shift that mindset even within your teams, or for that matter in management, to look at experience as the next big thing rather than just service as a cost to serve a customer.
Hey, I'm glad that you asked this. Customer service. So service is where I am aware that some part of the product or some part of the transaction is broken. I'm aware of that, and I deploy a team just to focus on the failure recovery module, if I may call it.
Mm-hmm.
That is plain vanilla customer service. There is no evolution beyond that, and the customer knows it. I have recharged, my recharge failed. I contact you. Hey, you know where my money is? That's the most anxious state of mind that the customer will be when you are dealing with their money or money's worth. And you say, don't worry, sir. In 7 days, this money will be in your wallet or wherever, or in few hours. That's customer service. But look at customer experience. Customer experience is summation of uh, your app experience, your website experience, your product delivery experience, your after sales service, your onboarding. All of that is experience. How do I ensure that you, after engaging with me on my platform, don't look other ways? You stick to my platform. You keep coming back to my platform. You continue to be loyal to me. That in entirety is customer experience. But I look at a little further. I think today we are at the cusp of, as you said in your question, that in very recent 1 or 2 years, you have started to use this or witness this term more. Uh, I think now is the time that we should change and give it a better term called as total experience. And we should be the custodians of that. Uh, I learned it from my colleague from Tata Click, and I was totally in agreement that now is the time that you start to give 360-degree experience from and focus on your vendor onboarding, your employee experience, and then your customer experience itself as a piece. When this amalgamation, this focus happens, uh, and until you tie these three together, You can't define and deliver customer experience as a whole to your customers. Your employee experience, your agents today at your call center, couple, or your BPO center, wherever they are, if they are not engaged or if they are not feeling happy, there is no way that you can deliver customer experience.
No, absolutely. I think this is something which I don't think anybody can deny. And more so importantly, over last couple of years, this has come up, really well and really fast. A good friend of mine, Rita, who I think apparently is also on this call as well. She has been leading some interesting stuff at Everest Group, doing a lot of studies around it, and everything obviously is boiling down to obviously employee first, partner first, and then leading to a great customer experience. And I'm really glad to hear from you, and obviously I'm sure that others would also, that now we would possibly start to talk about total experience or 360-degree view, right from partners to employees, people to, customers. So this is really great. I actually picked up a very interesting point that you talked about, wherein you said that right from onboarding, customer coming onto my platform, looking at the experience, I want them to be loyal. So taking cue from that, how do you see the customer loyalty evolving, particularly in countries like India, going beyond discounts? What factors do you think are going to play a role in terms of efforts, brand, consistency, quality, reliability aspects, taking over just one particular transaction cost? And any experience that you've had wherein you went beyond just the monitorial aspect and still had a transaction with the platform of your choice?
So, if you remember or recollect, what were the early days of customer loyalty programs? I think it started from the coupons coming out of our products, or bring me the cutting of an advertisement, or going to a department store and buying a soap with a coin with a code inside, or a Limca cap or a thumbs up cap having some code. That was how we would drive customer loyalty towards a brand. Started in 1980s, if I recollect. Yeah, and the generation is gone. The products are there, but we have to evolve, and the technology and the world has changed so drastically. Uh, Today is the world of customization. Uh, while we reward and recognize our customers, we need them to be rewarded and recognized as per their choice. That's today. But tomorrow would be the world of holistic relationships, where basis the data which today we know is fuel of tomorrow or fuel of today, uh, basis that artificial intelligence, basis the customer data that resides with you, the magic that will bring, it will be about holistic rewards and loyalty programs. Uh, these will be used for deeper penetration, for deeper relationships, and for instant gratification and customer retention. That will be the loyalty programs of tomorrow. Example, uh, today, the instant gratification way would be that we are standing in the checkout line, or doing a transaction on the online platform, and you get some cashback, some payback, some points in your wallet. That is your instant gratification, right? Instant reward.
Yeah.
And that's a pull for a customer. But tomorrow, uh, so tomorrow, it may just so happen that you may be able to uh, book your mother's health checkup basis your points instantly, because you have been a repeat and loyal customer. Maybe that I know through your data that your mom needs a lot of calcium supplements that she has been buying, or you have been buying for her on my platform. So I give her a free vitamin D test. That that gives me a comprehensive, holistic view of what my customer needs are. And
Mm-hmm.
that I will only be able to fulfill when I know my customer that very well, through the data that I have captured over the years. And that's why Mr. Amani really rightly said, data is going to be fuel for tomorrow.
Well, I think this is absolutely phenomenal. What you're talking about is basically depending on your buying behavior, you would want to kind of build that engagement for any future buying and kind of have that pull going beyond just the instant gratification. While I still feel that in India, it's all about whether I get a particular product at X or 0.8x is what kind of matters to me immediately. But certainly, going forward in an environment wherein you are looking to build a brand pull is where possibly people would start to see it more like, I would say, this kind of experience people have had with Amex, right? American Express cards. Anybody who is there, they know that they want to be in the elite queue and they want to be seen differently. And still, despite knowing that they are kind of paying a premium, they still do it because they feel that pull. And obviously, loyalty is then going to be built beyond discounts. What you mentioned about this is just amazing. What you also go ahead.
I'm sorry, Kapil. So look at the financial companies, how smartly in years that have gone by, we used to, and we have been kind of tamed to believe that we have to continue to earn and save and preserve the points, the loyalty points, for a need that may arise in future. So I would save a lot of points so that I can get a flight ticket or maybe a hotel stay of 2 days with my family. That's why I accumulate points, right? Or maybe I want to buy my wardrobe or clothes or whatever. So I save a lot of points through my financial transactions. And I'm taking this MX example. You get a free lounge access in future. So buy your card or make a charge today, right? That's the philosophy. But my generation Z, for whom we are talking, we or they want deeper result oriented, engagement oriented, and things which they get now. They don't have time for tomorrow. And that's where the loyalty programs now have to go beyond the future need. They have to be basically telling me this is what I'm going to solve for you today, right? So that comes from the power of data. How beautifully you know your customer.
Great. I think this is just amazing. So talking about the customers or next set of customers that are going to come on e-com or digital space, what exactly are you as a leader of an organization, like obviously Banerjee is now Tata, and I'm not going to talk about any specifics there because I understand that there are certain obligations that you would have, but I'm sure that including me, there are a lot of people who are excited about Tata Digital as a platform coming up. To understand from your perspective, what do you see, where you are going to get the next 100 million customers coming in from, vernacular customers? The second part of the question is, who form the majority of customer in your scenario today? Is it like under 30 people, 30, 45 people or 45 plus people? How does the split look like in terms of your experience that you have seen on digital platforms?
So I'll answer this question. So second question first, if I can be allowed. Yeah. So if I look at the mix broadly for my current customer base, that can be divided into two parts, largely two parts. One, who is the caregiver? So we have to understand that Tata 1mg is a platform for health, medical service, essentials, but it's a bigger platform. And probably I should be watching these words very carefully when I'm saying this. It should be one of the world's highest referred website for the medical data, the content that we have. So very few of us would know that we are preferred partners for Microsoft for health records. We are largest repository for trustworthy, consumable medical insights. Uh, and I think we are the world's largest repository for medicine information to the thought level, to the so we are a preferred website for many companies now. So there, the journey starts from. So if I were to go back and answer your first part of the question, because we provide trustworthy, consumable, meaningful information related to health, which is why we can be personalized in giving you your kind of need-based service. And for the future, the first question that you asked me, where I see my next 100 million customers coming from, this engaged customer who is engaged customer of today is going to bring in tomorrow's consumers in form of now the healers who are going to be looking out for intelligent inputs. They don't have time, as I mentioned again and again during this conversation. They would like to click and know, basis their medical patterns, basis their tests, the reports that we have. So I don't know whether you all are aware of what Tata 1mg is kind of now delivering. So we are an online pharma company. We are an e-commerce company. We are already a labs diagnostic service provider. We are already a medical content provider. We are already supplying and now available in Gurgaon. We are retailing also. So we want to be omni-channel present. We want to be present and give omni-channel experience to our consumers from online to offline. So we have already opened 3 stores, and we've got huge plans to get to the various tier 1, tier 2 cities and metros. Very soon we'll be available into your neighborhood, Kapil, with our retail store. We are e-consultation or e-consult doctor service provider as well. So we are everywhere. We want to be the healthcare partner of choice for everybody.
I think this is just amazing. I'm like, and what do you think? Are your customers more from smaller towns now, or you still feel that the larger cities is where largely you have traction? And who a typical customer is like? Is it somebody like me in mid-30s, or somebody who is more tech savvy and kind of doing it on behalf of your actual consumer, who is possibly, say, somewhere between mid and late 20s?
So it would be somewhere between mid-30s to late 30s is the largest group of consumers, because they have got parents on behalf of whom they are ordering the medicines. Okay. The caregivers, they are the caregivers of the family. And they also have a nursing wife or a child, a young one at home for whom they have to care for. And this is the largest group, actually. But with the changing technology and the power of technology in hands of our senior citizens and our elders, we see a lot of adoption from our parents' age group as well. They and with this COVID changing the shape of the commerce world, I think they also want to get service delivered at their doorstep, and which is why. So earlier adoption, while it happens in the tier 1 metros cities, but we are aiming for our tier 2, tier 3 to be the big adoption would happen there in tier 2 and tier 3 cities.
Oh, okay. So then does it mean like soon we can also possibly expect platforms going vernacular? I do see a few e-commerce platforms that have kind of started moving vernacular, localizing the web and content, particularly based on the customer persona.
Absolutely, I totally agree, and I can share with you that I have started to experiment with that as well. Yeah, so you will definitely see that happening, because that's the next step. That's the eventual next step to go to the vernacular way, be available in, as I said, to be a communication channel of choice. We need to be available in the language that the customer is more adoptable and fluent with, friendly with.
Oh, okay. So we do have some questions coming in. So let me kind of, take a pause there and maybe take a few questions. The first question that I have is one of the key problems that, e-com companies that, have been experiencing, or rather online platforms are experiencing, is with regard to logistics, right? How are you thinking differently to handle these logistical issues? Because certainly logistics are an overhead.
I'm sorry, Kapil, I lost your voice, or is it me or everybody else?
Can you hear me now?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me? Hello, hello. Host, am I audible to you? Anubhav, can you hear me? Anubhav, can you hear me now?
Hello?
Hello?
I'm sorry, Kapil, so I totally had lost you. Hello?
No problem. Am I audible now?
You are absolutely crystal clear, audible now.
All right, great.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that question again?
Sure. So the question is, most of the e-com companies have challenge with regard to their logistics, which is obviously one of the biggest pain points that they still have. How are you thinking differently with regard to logistics, to make sure that it actually also forms a very important part of the experience, right? So how are you thinking or working on logistics? Any different things that you are experiencing or experimenting on?
Yeah, so I am currently amidst a transition of sorts where I want to tie up all my uh, logistic partners with one thread of one platform. So I want all of them to log in onto one platform so that I get the problem of where is my order now, that problem to be solved with technology. So I'm partnering with a couple of partners here in NLP and AI world, who are going to help me bring all these partners onto one platform. And from the time a product leaves my warehouse and to the time that it reaches my customer's door, I should be able to kind of map every minute, every moment of that. Like what you see in the world of Zomato. So if you see no Amazon, no Walmart, no Flipkart can show you what a Zomato can show you, because showing your courier boy from a restaurant to your home is very small and easy to solve problem. But where you have multiple hops, multiple handshakes, that is where we see a lot of challenge happening, where we see a lot of drop boxes, a lot of drop messages, a lot of no call, no show happening. That is one thing which we need to solve. And I'm partnering with a couple of companies to solve that for our customers now.
This is very interesting. In fact, I would like to also discuss this with you offline as well, because this is an area of interest for me personally as well. And I see that technology has got a great role to play in there. And, obviously, because it's all about data, it's going to be very, very interesting problem to solve and becoming much more efficient while delivering great experience. Moving on to the next one, the other question that I have is, what do you think, in terms of customer experience measurement, what do you think is the right measurement? Is it CSAT, it is the promoter score, or is it customer effort score, or there is any other term that you think you would like to coin up here? Because, in many ways, it is either about transaction or platform or service or, holistic view. What are your views on these terms?
So to each its own, and I don't know what is the best thing. I am currently deploying CSAT and NPS both. I'm using both for the different purposes though. NPS tells us what is the probability of this customer coming back to me and giving me business over the long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
CSAT, on the other hand, is about this transaction. I look at both these things with two different lenses. I don't confuse them, or I don't kind of use one against the another or one for another. These are two different things to be used in these in this manner, actually, separately. You mentioned another word. I'm forgetting. You said CSAT.
Customer effort score.
Customer effort score. I think that is more to do with the product team, and they also use it to understand how friendly their product has been for the customer. How many? So I also measure number of interaction my user has with me for one order or for one problem that he faced. Uh, in the other world, it would be called as repeat. I use interactions per order also to tell me how efficient my support systems are. Have I been able to resolve the customer's query at one go or not? Because that's the ultimate measure of uh, customers' engagement, and also how soon I was able to recover from the problem that I exposed my customer to.
Mm-hmm. No, I think this is really interesting, right? So, in fact, I would like to give a few pointers from our side, right? So, being into this space and me coming largely from technology side, have always been envisioning FiveS to become more of a technology-led solutions and the services company. Having done BPO or process management over all these years, what we've realized is in our day-to-day lives, we kind of forget this entire customer journey, and that's where we continue to chase general matrices that are there, right? But for example, there are a couple of things that we implemented with a couple of our customers. One, we kind of, as you rightly said, how many times did a customer had to reach out to us and talk to us about particular issue? This largely happens when there are distributed teams. What we essentially did for one of our customers was we created one team which is empowered and which has got all possible rights and I would say access to make sure that they decide in favor of the customer, keeping in mind winning together approach for both the business as well as the customer, ensuring that they've got all the right tools to take the right decisions. And the customer is not required to actually reach out to you. You say that, hey, you know what? Let me figure this out and I'll come back to you. And before even the customer's time runs out, you reach out to the customer and say that, hey, while I'm sorry, we should not be even interacting, but this is the status. I still remember this kind of experience we've had, I personally had with, Apple Care, right? And I keep giving such examples because I feel that from a customer perspective, obviously, service is to ensure that a problem is resolved. Experience is the way you do it, right? So it has been really very, very interesting. And I'm sure that sooner or later, one of the analyst companies would, coin up another term around this and everyone would start to measure. But at the end of the day, what matters is what the customers feel. Yeah, please go ahead.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. No, I wasn't reading it. I was just moving the pen. I'm sorry.
Got it. Understood. So there's another question that I've got before I move on. It looks like there are a lot of questions coming in. So the question is like, while we talk about total experience, there are various touch points in a business, right? That drive overall experience for customers. It would be product, it would be services, it would be vendors, partners, tool technologies that you use. What is your approach to ensure that there are synergies and linkages between all these touch points to deliver wow experience?
And this question has come from, I think, Mr. Yugansh Goyal.
Yeah, Yugansh.
And Yugansh, are you on this call and would you like to switch on your camera?
Just a minute. Let me just figure that out.
Why am I asking? I think Yugansh is my associate or a very bright gentleman whom I worked with in my Times of India days. I think he's Mr. Yugansh Goyal.
He's the same person.
He's the same person?
Yeah.
Hey Yugansh, how are you doing, buddy?
I don't think he can unmute himself.
Okay. So I'm glad that you're here, Yogansh. He's a uh, asset for any team that he works for. And what a brilliant man! What a brilliant young man! I think he's shaping insurance services today, or he's working with Insurance Deco, or
Yeah.
Yeah, sir. I'm working with insurance. I'm doing good. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, buddy. I'm glad that you are here. Okay, you guys, this is exactly what I was talking about: total uh, experience, total customer experience delivery, and this comes only when you have deeper synergies from the word go between your vendor onboarding, your employee experience, and therefore you arrive at the customer experience delivery. Uh, your question is, what is your approach to ensure that your synergies exist between all touch points to deliver wow experience, buddy? Uh, it's about stating the fact, letting people know that there will be no shortcut. When you give to your vendors, your customers, and your employees the same treatment, that is where you build the culture of trust and engagement. And I'm very glad that today at Tata 1MG, our leadership team, our founders, our promoters, and the entire leadership team, no one has got any second thought on their head, but they believe in these statements of empowering our agents, our customers, and our trade partners at equal.
Cool. I think this is great. But just to understand from your perspective, how reliant are you on technology to solve this entire linkage problem? Because one of the key things that has been very eminent and has been resurfacing time and over again is the disconnect between various journeys and various platforms. And like, are you thinking from first principles perspective, design thinking perspective to bring all these journeys together? Do you think any technology can possibly solve this, or you have been putting technology to solve this kind of a problem?
So we are experimenting, Kapil, and I'm a firm believer that technology will solve it. Look, I heard this, and I kind of keep using it again and again. I do remember the good old days wherein the businesses were running at their own speed, at their own pace. And one fine day, one business owner would decide, okay, now I want to be a SaaS company. Okay, now I want to adopt to what Oracle way of working is. Now I want to adopt Tally to do my accounts. They would pick and choose technology at their own whims, at their own pace, at their own time, right? Today, the world has changed so dynamically that the technology tells the company or the business owner that unless you are willing to change, I'm running at my own pace. So somebody was talking about AI, drone, automations, all of that, and today we are talking about blockchain adoption. So if you as a company don't run at the same speed as what the technology is changing, I'm sure you will become the Nokia of the world. You will not be heard, you will not be spoken to, and you will die. That is the power of technology. So all the problems that you have just now stated or spoken about, they will be solved through technology. There are experiments happening as I speak. I definitely would like to share more about it once we are successful at it. Uh, but definitely, all these problems are being experienced by us, and we are committed to solve it for our customers and our
Great.
partners.
Wow. I think there are I can get some feelers that there are some exciting stuffs happening at your end,
Yeah.
and would certainly want to catch up some time over coffee maybe and discuss more around it, because certainly like for example when we started FiveS from a at a bottom of pyramid player looking at driving impact, coming today to terms wherein we have been still continuing to delivering impact. Just to share with you, I'm like, we are the only diversity certified BPM unit in South Asia by BConnect International, and we
Wow.
talk largely about impact and diversity and trying to spread this word of impact, which is beyond diversity, across all the platforms. Very few organizations across the globe are part of the Global Impact Sourcing Coalition, which we have been working for last 3-4 years on. What is more important, or what has become more so critical, is adoption of technology is not linked, or usage of technology, or for that matter, the delivery of quality is not linked to what you know. It is linked to what you can learn. And I'll tell you one thing, which is a very great and powerful story, even at our end, Anubhav. We have been working in customer experience, digital transformation, in AI, machine learning, data training space for quite some time. Some of not some, in fact, all of our RPA developers, they come from a background which has nothing to do with technology, right? And that's the power of technology today, that it makes itself so easy for people who want to learn to use it the right way. And I'm sure that that's the way possibly experience is going to go when you'll be building no code or low code applications, which is already in progress today, to knit all together, the kind of experiences and users flow that we have been talking about. So while I can keep talking about, it for a long time, I have got. So what we'll do is that I'll take another question which is coming from Rita, and she says that complementing the technology journey, there's a lot of talk about the value of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Favorite topic that, I also had chat with Rita on this about a month ago during IAOP's conference, and it was a great experience, right? So, and that's her favorite topic, I'm sure. So, there's a lot of talk about DEI. Do you think that now, after 1MG becoming Tata 1MG, DEI has benefited your organization in some ways or other, in terms of building a great culture, obviously driven by technology?
So yes, favorite topic of your colleagues. Rita ji, thank you for asking this. Okay, so I can give you an example. Very, very recently, we celebrated our one entire fulfillment center, which boasts of all female employees. Another example, very recently, that I had witnessed of our store, one store, which has got only a certain group of employees coming in from a certain section. I will not be able to name it, but all females from that exclusive group. That is the belief of our founders, to include anyone and all without any biasness, and take them on this journey of making us stronger by shaking hands or joining hands with them. And that is the powerful message that Tata 1MG, even before it became Tata 1MG had as a belief system. Inclusion is one of the key values that we have at Tata 1MG today. Diversity. Yeah. Go ahead, Kapil.
Just to top up on this particular point, have you really seen any benefits coming out of these initiatives? If yes, maybe one small example would help.
Oh, it empowers everyone. I don't know how much can I talk about it. Like you can talk about passionately for technology. I can passionately talk about these human touch points. I think it gives you so much faith in the society that we are today. I think it gives you so much love, affection. These are the emotions that we as leaders don't talk much about. I think that is what is missing. We should talk more about these emotions, because these are the emotions which make us human. Mm-hmm. We care for people, and this, when you see these acts, when you see these things being demonstrated in your own company, you feel so much powerful. You feel so much proud that this is how we can make a difference to our society. We can give back to our people. I think it is very powerful. We should talk more about these emotions beyond technology. And so, no matter how big your technology, robotics, automation, analytics become, all of that is centered, focused on human emotion.
No, absolutely. I think I was reading one article somewhere, and it said that if you're looking at 2025, while you might not be serving humans, but humans will certainly be serving robots, right? In a way that, because for example, today you are getting an issue from a customer. In future, even the robots would become your customers, right? And you would say, and again, even to drive those robots, you would need humans to make sure that they are run really well. So I can't agree more with you that for anything that we would do, human emotions will always be at the center. So, and I think these are some topics that we can continue to talk about for hours and hours, right? So we would certainly spend some more time on this topic sometime, some other day. Moving on to, because we are almost hitting time, to the last question that I would have, and we could possibly talk a bit about it. In terms of technology, what are those various elements that you feel with human in customer service space that has got you excited most? And as a leader, what are some of the elements that you are looking to focus on over next couple of years' time?
Have I lost you again?
Am I audible? Hello? I think I lost you. Anubhav, are you back? Hello? Cannot hear you, Anubhav.
Hello?
Yeah, audible now. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I'm sorry, Kapil. I heard first part of your question. You asked about uh, what is something which excites me about technology.
Yeah, and the second half was in terms of there are various elements that are there with regard to technology with humans, particularly in the customer service and experience space. What is that one or two key element that has got you excited most in terms of technology? And as a leader, what do you think you are going to focus on over next couple of years to make it really work really for a very tightly coupled technology and human binding in this space?
Okay, so I'll take both the questions and we'll try and answer both of them uh, together. See, as a leader, what I will focus more on now is, as I mentioned in the beginning of the session, to utilize with the help of AI and data analytics to be able to predict. So, as I'm a healthcare company, to be able to predict what more or what next my a customer would need. So everybody in this world is trying to solve that one problem, how to know your customer so much so you can predict usage and predict to the degree of accuracy which is acceptable by your end user. So here we are trying to go through the deeper study of what is the usage pattern or the consumer behavior on medicines, basis their health record, basis their. I think we'll be trying to focus on how can I make healthcare more trustworthy, affordable, at the same time that knowledge, that content which can define or help people make decisions through us. We want to be that platform of choice which, through the power of technology, tells our user that, you know what, today you might want to uh, get your vitamin D tested. You might want to add supplements of some sort prescribed by the doctor. Or, you know what, I have your report. I have this doctor available on panel. Why can't I connect you both? So I'm trying to bring that kind of experience in our journey, in our customers' life, and make the difference out there. And as I mentioned about the retail stores, I want to bring that omni-channel experience, which is standardized across the spectrum. So be it online or offline, you get similar experiences everywhere. We have your similar histories through which we can assist you better at all points.
I think this is really I think inevitable, wherein you make sense out of data, and because you are kind of sitting on obviously data landmine, I would say one of the things that I really picked from your conversation, this particular conversation, and what you spoke about was largely on the word caregiver, and obviously to whom the care is given. I think technology certainly is going to, play a phenomenal and I think a very big role in ensuring that it is more of a predictive and suggestive, experience to make sure that you're no more in reactive mode. And then again, it is more about care rather than, just looking at health as a space wherein, obviously, particularly with countries like India, it is very much important that a holistic care is given. So right from consulting to medicines to tests, and then obviously, the kind of knowledge base that you've been able to build. And as you spoke about 1mg being one of the largest, or rather the largest repository of medical information.
Credible, accurate information.
Yeah, so I think it is really going to be very exciting, and I'm sure that particularly what you spoke about in terms of predictability, in terms of how the experience is going to get better depending on what is the consumer pattern of the user. I think some exciting times ahead in this industry, and particularly when you kind of onboard the entire Tata digital journey, bringing in all together a gamut of platforms together. I think I'm pretty excited about this entire new platform coming up, and particularly what you guys are doing at Tata 1mg. Pretty excited about the human element. Pretty excited about diversity, equity part that you spoke about, and I think a lot of people actually got fair amount of idea on one. Obviously, there are a few things that we know. There are a lot of things that we possibly did not know about 1mg, right? So I think looking at it more from a platform that has got a lot of data and content to offer, not just selling pharma. I think the kind of journey that you are trying to knit together, it's just amazing, phenomenal. I hope, and with particularly so many questions coming in from the audience, I'm like, I had to cut short on what my agenda was, but I'm sure that, people got what they really wanted to know from what you guys are doing at Tata 1mg. So thank you so very much for joining in, Anubhav. It was really a great pleasure having you here on Coffee Chat. It always is for me, because it excites me about the prospect of having an opportunity to talk to leaders like you, giving an insight, a real value-adding insight on how do you think from a business perspective for your customers. So closing remarks, sir.
Thank you, Kapil, for having me here to start with. And thank you for all these people, smart people, to join and take out time. That's incredible. I know you are doing great job in your company. You are putting this together, this technology, the passion that you are driven by. Anytime, if you want, we can connect again beyond this session, offline. And I'm very happy. I don't know if I was I could keep your audience satisfied or not, but I was speaking to share whatever I knew, whatever I have to offer. I think this is really a humbling experience for me. Thank you.
Likewise. So thank you so very much. Thank you, audience, for joining in. Really appreciate all your time, patience. Thank you so much for asking all the relevant questions, people. We will certainly see you soon. with the next coffee chat coming in next month. So stay tuned. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend and take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a great day ahead. Bye.
Bye-bye.